Morning, One Piece fans. My name is David, and I'm going to give you my review of chapter 862 of One Piece. Now, it was an extremely good chapter today. I wouldn't say it was epic, but I would say it was very good. So I would give it like a B plus, A minus, somewhere in that range. Um, but it was a extremely good chapter. Okay. Now, there's a lot of interesting things. So you see the walk up to the wedding. You see Sanji and you see Pudding specifically on this little floating little Big Mom skiff heading up to the top of the wedding cake. Okay? And it's very interesting because it's one of her little soul fruit lifeless minions that's floating them up there. Okay? Which is kind of cool. And everyone's singing and everyone's praising. And it looks like it's going to be a beautiful wedding. And then you see the giant cake, which is really, really big and epic. I mean, it's a beautiful cake. And you see Big Mom basically all in awe of that cake. Since that's basically her thing. She loves sweets, and sweets to a crazy point. Okay? So, it's great that Big Mom is happy and thrilled with getting her cake. Since she has like these little heart eyes specifically for it. So you can see that she's thrilled. And now there's a little trouble in the beginning because you have basically Jinbei trying to wake up Luffy. So you think you're getting a little tease that there's going to be an issue with the actual event, but somehow they still get Luffy up with some meat. He's eating. He's happy. The mission's still going on, and it doesn't look like there's going to be an issue or a hitch at this point in time yet, which is good. So nothing has screwed up the Straw Hats yet, or Capone's plan. Although Capone thinks there's an issue, but he doesn't know that there's not an issue yet, which is good. Okay? Now, obviously Capone's men are surprised that Luffy is being flaky with meat and stuff, but things are working out. And throughout the wedding proceedings, you have basically people fawning over the wedding, like the guests specifically, the groom's family. Reiju is basically saying she's happy that she's gonna die and doesn't like Germa, which is sad because I think she's a wonderful character and planning to die. It's a shame, really. Now, it is interesting that one of Big Mom's former husbands is the priest officiant of the wedding. And the guy is ugly. Definitely say that. Now, I did mention earlier that Dogtooth, or Katakuri, basically saw into the future. And he saw Pudding down on her knees crying, which wasn't supposed to happen. She was supposed to actually shoot Sanji, and Sanji avoided that fate because he said something that she wasn't expecting. She wasn't expecting him to say her third eye was really beautiful. But Sanji, Sanji, he loves women and will never say something horrible to a woman, which
look around. Despite
she never expected that.
Sacrifice a brave
Okay?
Everything is gone.
She's expecting him to call her a monster. That's what, like I said, she's expecting it to happen. Because she's been tortured and called a monster her entire life. And for one brief moment, she's been the thing that she was tortured and called a monster her entire life, probably by Big Mom's other kids, said beautiful. Which I think anyone who's been tortured like that about one specific part of their body would break down and cry. Or even Big Mom says she should cover it up. Which, I mean, I can understand why. Now, we did have a nice little flashback moment of Pudding as a child. So it shows she's not irredeemable, I would say. I think something might happen with her during this arc. I'm not saying she's going to be a Straw Hat, but I'm saying she had a flashback, which is very unexpected. Okay? Now, Big Mom knows something happened, and she does a little signal, basically to the father to shoot because something happened that should not have happened. So Big Mom's trying to say, go kill Sanji. And he doesn't. He actually gets hit by Katakuri with the weapon that he shot, that bean. So basically, I think Katakuri just killed one of Big Mom's allies, the Officiant.
What's more powerful than the winds of a Cat 5 hurricane?
So it's kind of a...
An Echo backpack blower.
Definitely, yeah, he definitely does it. He's dead. He shot him right through the brain. He's done. And Katakuri screwed up. Absolutely. And Sanji, glares at him. Now, Luffy's hurrying because, now Luffy's gotta hurry and get there to do what he needs to do. And I'm thrilled that, the other day I remember a few people predicted, Rogers Base, Joy Boy, that he was going to go out of the cake. And I'm glad he did. But what they did not predict, that Brule was going to set up mirror clones, a little bit of Naruto reference, mirror clones of him going through the cake and eating it while basically making a nuisance of himself. Now, Germa does not know what to expect throughout this situation. Katakuri is kind of in a situation that he doesn't know what to do. because he's prepared to actually, I don't know, protect Big Mom. But he knows something's up, and he doesn't know if he can do anything, which is great. Because he even says, I have no way to stop this. So, he's essentially been neutralized. His power has been neutralized. Which is great. And all the kids who are supposed to kill Germa can't do it because they don't know what's going on. Because the plan was, when Sanji dies, they kill Germa. And obviously, Sanji's alive. And Luffy comes out of the cake, destroys it. Big Mom's gonna have a fit. And I mean literally fit. Like, you can see her crazy eyes going right now, because she really, really, really wanted to eat that cake. And there's Luffy eating it in front of her, which is going to make her flip her lid. So I kind of wonder what is going to happen next. I imagine, I imagine that the painting is going to actually get destroyed. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's going to get destroyed. And no one in Big Mom's family expected the Luffy situation, the Straw Hats. No one did. So we can say safely that Big Mom's family did not know what happened, which is great. They did not know. They were not aware of it. So Capone so far went off without a hitch. Peckham's didn't get involved with it, nor did anyone ruin Capone's plan. So far, so good. Now, the big trouble is, there was a prediction on Aurora Jackson a while ago that when Big Mom's painting gets destroyed, she'll probably let out a Conqueror's Haki. Probably destroy the mirror that is used for the escape. So we'll see what happens. Essentially. Like I said, great chapter of One Piece. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen next week. So far, everything's working to Capone's benefit, even though Capone is not sure what if his plan is still going off without a hitch because of Katakuri. Now, I think Katakuri, the truth with Katakuri is I think his observation Haki's more battle meditation Haki, where he can see a little bit in the future of something he knows in a fight and predict something like that. But anything he doesn't know that could happen is how you get around it. So, Luffy's surprise entrance, Capone's betrayal. Now, obviously, right now, when Big Mom sees Jinbei, she's going to know the Sun Pirates, Jinbei betrayed them. She's going to know the Sun Pirates betrayed her, which means she had a daughter involved and betrayed her. She's going to know that Capone betrayed her, so the other daughter betrayed her too. So that's two daughters. She might even think Brûlé betrayed her because of Luffy's appearance inside the cake. Heck, she might even think Streusel betrayed her at that point. Who knows? So, Big Mom might be thinking there's been a bunch of betrayals. Hence the brutal wedding, because Big Mom doesn't know who to trust at this point of her own family. And you have Pudding, who may have tipped off the Straw Hats. And all the kids who did not do their jobs killing off Germa. Not to mention, Katakuri killed the priest who was supposed to kill Sanji. So, right now, what is happening in Big Mom's mind is, who knows? She's going to be pissed. This is all happening so fast. People in her family are going to wonder who is a traitor. I think that's going to become a very apparent thing, that they're going to think there are traitors in their midst, and they're going to be so suspicious of each other and might even fight each other because of people betraying each other. Especially when Capone shows up showing that he's a traitor. They're going to wonder who knew, who did what, because no one's in there going to be able to trust each other. Especially with how Big Mom has tortured her kids. So you have all that involved, where I think it's actually going to be an unexpected development in the Straw Hats' favor, that no one can trust each other. So, we'll see next week what happens. I'm very excited. I think it was an A-, B+ chapter. Little comedy here and there. What I expected to happen. Everything I expected to happen did happen.
What's more powerful than the winds of
So it wasn't really any surprises to me specifically, other than the little pudding situation where I thought, honestly, somehow she was going to screw up what she was supposed to do. And I imagine that Big Mom had a backup plan just in case with a priest. So, we'll see. And I just did not expect to have her third eye, basically, be something different. Because people kept predicting that there was something special to Pudding's third eye. But in the end, we just get something that, was different than what the general community thought. They thought that her third eye, was going to have some mystical power and do something specific. No, it's just a normal eye, an extra eye. She was tortured as a kid. She hated it. And for once, someone praised her on being beautiful. And she broke down like any beautiful young girl would. And had an issue. Think of it like in Naruto, consistently Sakura was tortured on her forehead, a big forehead, and She didn't like it, but people, when they complimented her on it, she really was happy. And I think, honestly, any situation where any girl gets complimented, it threw a monkey wrench into everything that Big Mom had planned. So, I'm glad Sanji was able to say what I expected him to do, which was be a really wonderful guy to someone that he knew was possibly going to kill him. And now shit's going to hit the fan. So I am wondering what's going to happen next. And I think Reiju is going to tell Judge that basically there was going to be an assassination of their family. And Judge is going to go wild, along with the other Germa. Germa. And we'll see what happens with the guests. Although I do see some of the guests running away from the cake. So maybe there's going to be a big run out of some of the guests. Alright, but again, we'll see next chapter what happens. Great chapter. Okay? So, we'll see you next week. And hopefully this is another great chapter of One Piece. Alright, thank you.